everybody, welcome to Rock and Roll Shin-Soo, episode number 66. Yeah. My name is Gabe Estel. I'm here with my co-hosts Dennis Levi Leach and Jonathan Getz. How's it going, guys?
It's so great to see everybody.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Well, today it was determined it's the thuggish, ruggish bone, Cleveland. All right. Yeah, so the tribe in harmony makes it to the World Series. So I don't know.
It's first since '97.
First since '97. It's a division rival for me, so I'm not going to congratulate them too much. But yeah, they're a good squad. I remember, I think it was last year, I predict that on this show, I predicted them to go to the World Series, and they didn't do very well. And then, so it seems like they got last year's team this year. Basically,
They did.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah. So
yeah, they're doing it with a bunch of injuries. Michael Brantley, Carlos Carrasco out.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
yeah. No, they've and Levi, for your sake, I hope the Cubs get there, but don't underestimate those guys. Though, I mean, the way they're playing now, if you get there.
No,
Yeah.
whoever gets there is going to have a tough time with them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, though, what's funny is I think if you took like a vast survey of MLB fans, they probably couldn't name more than one or two players on the Cleveland Indians.
Probably not. Kluber and Lindor, maybe.
Yeah, it's so, and that's cool that they're doing it with a bunch of no names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
not a bunch of household names, so to speak.
No, you're right. They don't really have aside from maybe I'd say Lindor, but he's still so young that I don't think he's necessarily established. I mean, I think he's gonna be a big time star,
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
but he's not really there yet, like Levi said. Because I think he's only his only second year in the league. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the closest thing they have to a bona fide star is probably Kipnis and Kluber.
Right.
But like again, those guys aren't. You know what I mean? Like nobody talks about those guys that much. I mean, maybe because it's a small market team. I don't know, but they just have contributions across the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
Mike Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli has kind of resurrected himself there.
Santana's kind of on the downside, but he's doing enough to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, everybody contributes, so, and they got a hell of a bullpen. So
They do, and yeah, the way that the way that Terry Francona is using it, and Andrew Miller is just, I mean, he's probably the best reliever in baseball right now.
He is,
and he's using them anywhere he wants to use them, and it's refreshing to see that sort of use of your best, essentially the best pitcher on your team.
If the Cubs make it, I think it will probably be a meeting of two of baseball's best managers, in my opinion.
It's a good point.
Yeah, two of the guys whose baseball minds I admire the most,
And probably two of players' favorite managers, I would think.
They're both players' managers, yeah, Tito and Madden, definitely. So, and I mean, obviously, Dave Roberts seems to get into it. He seems pretty fiery on the Dodgers side.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see. So anyway, yeah, God, a lot's going on since we last recorded, we last recorded. So a lot of stuff to run down here with the Final Four.
You guys want to go over the Final Four, or do you want to go over some stats? You just let me know.
Sure. Yeah, we can take a look at some stats. What'd you have in mind?
Do a little rundown, 2016 in stats, brought to you by Jonathan Getz.
Yeah. So I was looking up some numbers, and so last year, MLB had 21 players hit 30 or more home runs. 21 players, hit 30 or more. This year, 38 players hit 30 or more home runs.
Almost double. All right.
Almost double.
Yeah.
Chris Davis won the Rob Deere Award that I give out every year to the hitter that hits them has hit at least 30 home runs with the lowest batting average. And
Todd Frazier had to have been close.
Todd Frazier was close. He missed off by like a point. But Chris Davis won with 38 home runs while batting .221.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So I like to give that out every year. And DJ LeMahieu, Levi's neighbor there in Colorado.
Yeah.
So he won the National League batting crown, but he sat out like 4 games in the last week in order to clinch it. so that he didn't fall out.
Lose any points?
Spot.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty lame.
Yeah, I agree.
It's easy for me to say from the comfort of my home, but...
Yeah.
That's another guy, too. I mean, maybe it's because he plays in Colorado and the Rockies aren't that great, although I think the Rockies are going to be pretty good next year.
The Cubs drafted him. LeMahieu came out of the Cubs system.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
really?
he's a good player.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
The Cubs had no root for him. And so I think he was part of the Dexter Fowler thing, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember, but somehow they ended up with him.
Oh, I'm trying to look at it. Okay, he's 28. All right.
Oh, really?
I wasn't sure how old he was. Yeah, he's 28. First year was in 2011. Okay, I thought he'd been around long. I thought he was like in his early 30s. It seems like he's been around a while, but just 5 seasons, I guess. So anyway.
All right, I'm gonna throw some stats out here at you, and you're gonna try to guess the player. It's a little stat line Jeopardy.
Okay. All right.
So, because
these are 2016 stats.
2016 stats. I was curious about these players, what they ended up doing after thinking about them earlier in the year.
Okay.
So this player, this Washington National, had the second worst OPS of his career, while hitting 24 home runs with 86 RBI.
Plays for the Nationals. I don't know, Levi. What do you think?
Big name.
Pujols? Or not Pujols. Worth. No, not Worth.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper had the second worst OPS of his career at 814. This big name free agent went 17-9 with a 3.99 ERA while giving up 30 home runs.
17-9, 3.99 ERA
for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, Price.
David Price.
Wow.
had put up $4 on the ERA and gave up 30 dongs.
How many bucks did he make? What does he get? Like, what's he get? He's getting close to 30 million.
30, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
He pitched 230 innings, which is.
It's not to say he couldn't bounce back next year, but yeah.
Okay, so this pitcher. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you who this was. Jordan Zimmerman started out. In April, he was 5-0 with a 0.55 ERA. Give him the Cy Young.
He's on the Tigers
right?
now. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So just go ahead and give him the Cy Young. 5-0, 0.55 ERA in April.
I remember that.
The rest of the year, he went 4-7 with a 6.84 ERA. Ouch.
So post-April months were not as kind. All right.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, just a couple more. This 2015 Cy Young Award winner went 9-12 with a 4.55 ERA.
Well, I know this one, Dallas Keuchel, because the Cubs. I knew Jake Arrieta didn't do that.
Okay, he had an ERA that high this year.
Yeah,
huh?
4.55.
Houston was disappointing this year because
they tried to make a push, but
Levi picked them to go to the World Series to play the Cubs.
Yeah.
I may have. Shit, I can't remember. I think I did. I think I may have. I thought I had them in the Mets in the World Series.
I erased all of our predictions because I knew they were not going to be any good.
But I mean, it wasn't like that was a crazy pick or anything.
No,
right.
Mean, oh my gosh, with that pitching and
Carlos Correa, and
Correa had a bit of a down year. He batted .274 with 20 home runs and 96 RBI.
He's still going to be a really good player.
Yeah, but those pitchers really let him down this year. Those starting pitchers. And McHugh, he had a rough year as well.
They all have bounce back potential, though, with their age and everything. So they could be right in the thick of it next year.
My boy Matt Kemp had a hell of a year. 35 home runs, 108 RBI.
That's 35. I'd be curious to see how many of those were on the road. I assume most of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't break down that stat.
He still plays for the Padres, doesn't he?
He got traded.
Did he? He's on the Braves now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Weird.
He got shipped. Huh.
Speaking of trades, I got a prediction for the offseason, guys.
Bring it.
I was gonna say, I know it's a little early, it's a little premature. I think Mike Trout gets traded this offseason.
Wow.
And I think it'll go down as like at least on the process. And I don't know to who. I don't know who the suitors are, But I think yeah, right. Well, where would
it's Mike Trout. Put him somewhere.
Hold on. Fowler's just on a 1-year deal, isn't he?
He is.
So there you go. You'd put him in center field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would they trade? Who would you give up, Levi?
They got lots of people.
They do.
Give him...
you'd have to...
Albert Almora and...
Schwarber?
You'd have to get Trout. You'd have to give up.
Yeah, you're going to have to give up somebody big. It's going to either be a Schwarber or a Baez or a...
And after this year, do you want to give up Baez?
One of your catchers.
Well, I mean, but you can't give up Brian or Rizzo.
No, they're off the table.
Give up Zobrist. Give them Zobrist.
They don't want Zobrist.
I know.
He's too old. I mean, it's too much money.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to just get money off their books.
Dude, that Hayward contract's going to be weighing heavy for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Trade him Hayward.
Right.
Ain't nobody going to take Hayward.
Well, Levi talked about the money off the books for the Angels. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Trout, compared to how talented he is, makes
probably got a monthly contract.
I think this is the age, and like when he came in, I don't. Here, I can easily one click, and I could. Okay. How much does Mike Trout make?
Probably not.
Ask Alexa. No, he's signed through 2020, 6 years, $144.5 million.
Okay, so he makes a lot of money.
It's not awful. I mean, he made 16 this year. He'll make 20 next year. Then it balloons to 34.
Oh, it's all on the back end. So Levi's right. They would be trying to unload money. Yeah.
So
yeah, they'll trade him, dude.
Your prediction of him being traded could be, if it doesn't happen this offseason, it could be very likely at the trade deadline next year.
Yeah.
Because they might want to unload that money if they need to blow it up.
That guy's still only 25.
Yeah.
Still, he's had like the highest WAR for like years now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It seems like he's been around forever, but 25? Like what? This is probably like his 5th, 6th year?
Yeah, I think he came in when he was 20, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was like 19 or 20. So anyway, that's my prediction. That's like my bold off-season prediction that I don't know where.
You heard it here first, folks.
I know. I don't know where, but he's going to get traded. I mean, you look at all that money on the back end. The Angels aren't very good. Their time to build around him, I think, is kind of over. I think
he could also possibly get signed by the new Las Vegas franchise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I just think it'll be a big trade. I don't know, man. Levi, I wouldn't count out. Let's say they lose the World Series.
Oh yeah, then they would,
and they're just like, what? Everything's on the table. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I could see it happening. But you're right, though. They would have to give. Yeah, I mean, you would have to give up the guy. What's his last name that starts with the A that you mentioned? Alcantara.
Almora.
Well, he's a definite, but I mean, you got to even go.
It's gonna be. They'd have to put a big name with it.
You'd have to, Schwarber or I don't know if I'd do it after this year the way he looks, but or Baez. I mean, they're just gonna give you Trout, but I could see that happening. I could see it, I could see Trout on the Cubs. I could. So
he'd look good out on that Ivy.
Oh yeah, man, it'd be exciting to watch in center field.
There'd be like posters of him.
Yeah.
Ivy, I mean, Trout posters.
But I mean, who knows? They could be likely to re-sign Fowler too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So
good stats section there.
Yeah,
hey, thanks.
Nice.
Thanks.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. And then you were telling me about this stat here, RBI percentage. I saw that you posted, is basically it's basically like, when a guy comes up and he's got runners in scoring position, how frequently he gets an RBI, right? And that's basically the stat. Okay.
It's always blown my mind that whenever they talk about guys who, he knocked in 100 runs this year. Well, how many opportunities did he have? Put in some context. And they've never offered that. But fortunately, there's a website, baseballmusings.com, that offers this percentage stat. I'm sure other websites offer it, but this is the one that came up in the Google search result. So, for example, Daniel Murphy, the bigot, unfortunately, managed to lead the league in RBI percentage with minimum 300 runners on base, which was kind of an arbitrary number I selected, but it kind of gives you higher totals. And so he had 364 runners on. He batted in 104 for a percentage of 21.7% of runners in score or runners on base, not even in scoring position. So it's like Daniel Murphy, David Ortiz, Nolan Arenado, Mookie Betts. They were all at the top of this list. At the bottom of this list, significant guys like Chris Carter. He had 94 RBI, but he only hit in 12.5% of his runners on base. So there are guys with totals that are half of.
It's kind of a jaded stat.
Yeah. Chris Davis had 38 home runs and 84 RBI, and it's like, wow, if you have 38 home runs, it seems like you should have more than 84 RBI. Yeah, you should, because he only hit in 11% of players on base. So I just thought that this is an interesting stat to help add more context.
That's a good find, yeah. So Murphy basically, 1 in 5 at bats, he's driving somebody in.
If he has runners on.
If that's right.
One out of every.
That's what I meant. Right.
Wow. Yeah. Cool stat.
So
that is cool.
And then you can, you can find guys that, like Elvis Andrus. He only had 69 RBI, but he batted in 18% of his runners. So he is pretty valuable when it comes to having guys on base, even though he doesn't have a high RBI total. So swing both ways. I think I assume that agents use this as a bargaining chip. If their player doesn't necessarily have high RBI totals, but they have high RBI percentages.
On that note, would it be? God, I feel like it'd be so cool to be in the room with an agent negotiating. I mean, I would like to be a fly on the wall, so to speak. Just to see kind of what drives the conversation. I mean, it's probably some nuanced things like you mentioned, but yeah, it'd be cool to watch it all go down. If somebody was open enough to say, hey, I'll let this be recorded, we'll sign all the contracts, no liability, whatever, and that would...
You'd learn, all the weird perks,
Yeah, right, that stuff, too.
Yeah. Guys are I'll sign, but I need, a lifetime subscription to Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, right. Every time I'm in Cincinnati, I want a wheelbarrow full of Skyline chili delivered to the clubhouse. And that wheelbarrow needs to be made of gold. Okay.
That was in Johnny Bench's contract, I think.
Right. Oh, good deal. Well, let's talk the focus for our, recent episodes. Some of our recent episodes was the big shindig out in California, Desert Trip. The Desert Trip, it went off. Sounds like it went off fairly without a hitch. There was a lot of cynicism around the event. Just I don't know, due to the money and the age, and but it seemed like it was all went down like a pretty cool thing. I mean, I thought everybody it looked like put on a fairly decent show.
I'm from the YouTube clips that I got to see, which there were some pretty decent quality ones out there. It looked like a good show at a good time.
Yeah, it does look a good time.
What I thought did not look like a good time was if you were not maybe in the first 100 yards.
Mm-hmm. It was a little bit of a distant view.
I saw some people posted some shots off Instagram and stuff, and it looks like they're 2 football fields away from the big giant video boards.
Yeah. I thought the Stones turned in pretty good performances. I mean, every time I see those guys play, and I saw them play when they were only in their 60s. But anyway, I saw them about 3 or 4 years ago, and then I saw them in 2002. When I see them play, I lose my cynicism about what they're doing now. You know what I mean? It's easy to get cynical, and then I see them do it. I'm like, keep it up, fellas. Hell with it. Ride this thing out until the very end.
Until you guys keel over.
Shit, it's only rock and roll. So I thought they didn't change their set list probably as much as sort of set list changing geeks like us would like, but they changed it up a little.
Honestly, out of all of those bands, them and Neil Young seem like they're most comfortable in their own skin. They seem comfortable with where they're at. You know what I mean? They still put on good shows, and they still have I don't know, a lightness about themselves. You know what I mean? They know it's only rock and roll still, and you can kind of tell in their performances. They're still smiling and having fun and stuff.
I would say that same. I'd put Macca in that McCartney in that category too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'd put him there.
I mean, like, if there's Dylan kind of confuses people now, so it sounded like it was just kind of the typical Dylan show you've been getting for the last 25 years. I mean, granted, right. Dylan does change his set list up a little bit. I'll give him that. He does play sort of songs that some people probably don't want to hear that are recorded over the last 20 years or so.
I think we need to backtrack and say Nobel Prize award-winning Bob Dylan.
That's right.
We will get sued.
That's only if he accepts it.
Right.
He's not calling him back, apparently.
Yeah, he's maintaining a silence about it.
He's too busy playing shows, I guess. Guy still tours a lot, man.
The guy, they just said he just played his first show since they announced it, and he didn't even hardly talk to the crowd. They said.
Yeah, that's of course.
Every time I've seen him, he hasn't said anything other than maybe thank you, once in a while, but that's about it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought overall it looked like a really fun time. And
I saw that they had screens in the back for the people in the general admission in the back.
Okay.
That they had a screen back there, and I imagine you have a lot better view if you're looking at that. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, I'm just staring at a screen this whole time.
Yeah, you're paying to be like part of a live simulcast.
Yeah. I watched a little bit on Periscope. Like, I watched a guy walk through the gates. And so this is 2016. I'm going to live, I'm going to watch this like a millennial or something. And you see them go through the gates, and then there's the whole concessions area, and I think they have screen. They may have a screen out there in the concession area, but then they had a record store, and then the guy walked straight into the general admission up front, and that looked nice. It looked roomy. And you could get there at a respectable time and pretty much be on the rail.
Who knew Desert Trip was such an egalitarian experience?
Yeah, but I think that was if you
nobody
shelled
shows
out
up early, right?
It was interesting, looking at Desert Trip hashtag Desert Trip on Instagram to see people preparing to go, and a lot of people got these the Viewmaster packet welcome package. And so it was a Desert Trip branded Viewmaster with
that's cool.
Slides, and had their badges in there, and so it was fun to follow along on Instagram and Twitter and see some of those live videos and on Periscope, as it's happening, and you only catch 40 seconds of a song, but before it cuts out, but better than nothing.
Well, yeah, and you're right. We called the Day in the Life collaboration.
We did. So, both weekends they did it. Yep.
I thought our set list looked better than the ones that we made. But
they did.
And if you haven't checked those out, they're a lot of fun, those episodes. So that was one of our most recent episodes, and then prior to that, we covered The Who and Dylan. So go back to the website and check those out at rockchew.com. And then we've posted the set list on Instagram and Twitter as well. So
if you're curious about the how much the bands changed it up from weekend to weekend, Neil and the Stones changed it up the most by playing six different songs on the second weekend that they didn't play on the first weekend. So six there. McCartney played 3 songs the second weekend. He didn't play the first weekend. Dylan played 2 songs. He didn't play the first weekend. And Waters and The Who played identical. Actually, they didn't play identical. Waters played a couple more off of Animals on the first weekend, but didn't add anything different for the second weekend. And then The Who played a straight chalk set list both weekends.
Is that enjoyable? You know what I mean? For them to do that?
It's a show. I mean, if you're just going to do a show, it's a different form of show, I guess.
I would
it's almost like going out there and just performing a rock opera, which they're very used to doing.
Yeah. Listen, we've had this conversation, I know, and I realize not every band's going to be, Fish or something and, play a different show, different set list every night. I just want more variety than some of these older acts give me. You know, that's all.
I would have been disappointed if I had bought tickets for both weekends, because if I was going to go out there, I probably would have, because it's like, it's just 9 days apart.
And go to both. Yeah,
I would have been bummed out to only get 11 new songs on the second weekend total for the whole weekend.
Yeah, 11. I see people that like go to like 3 Kiss shows in a row, and I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're having fun, you're having fun.
Yeah, tailgate and all that.
Yeah. So be it. Yeah, but I'm like, really? Huh? Like, why? But anyway, that's just the setlist snob in me, I guess. But anyway, there's going to be a desert trip too. It looks like like all the signs said, "See you next year." Did it really? Yeah, and I was wondering, it would be hard to top 2016's stature, you know? Yeah. I mean, it's a little hard to get bigger than the Stones. But I was curious, who would you guys, like, what veteran acts would be a good fit for next year if they went with the same format, like 2 bands per night?
Well, so give me an age cap.
How about this as the criteria? We'll go a little. We could go
like, can I put 70s and 80s bands in there?
We'll keep it in line with what it was this year. How about their first album has to be 30 years old? We'll say
Springsteen, Tom Petty, Aerosmith.
Yeah. You're on it, Levi.
I don't know. I need 3 more, right?
What about Fogerty, maybe?
Definitely.
Yeah, I could see Fogerty. Yeah, for sure.
Ray Davies. I guess maybe get the Kinks back together.
Yeah.
Clapton.
Yeah.
Clapton would be a good one.
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
ZZ Top. I could see them.
But is that sort of thing too big for ZZ Top? Does ZZ Top play the B stage at that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm all about Top.
Absolutely.
But yeah, especially if I got to write their set list.
Well,
yeah. No, it would be all pre-eliminator. But anyway, I don't know, Levi, with ZZ Top, they might be playing at the fairgrounds down the road, man. And I don't mean that as a bad. I just don't know if they're.
Right. Well, and you know what's so funny is Sunday night I had to work. I ran monitors for Denny Lane of Wings.
Oh no!
At a theater in Loveland that holds like 200 people. And so on the same weekend, Paul McCartney's playing Desert Trip. Denny Lane was playing a 200-seat theater in Loveland, Colorado.
Wow!
We all got a mortgage to pay.
Yep.
Yeah. Huh. Wow. How was the show?
It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it was he played some Wings songs. He played the big hit he had he was on the Moody Blues first record called Go Now, and that was the hit off of it. And it was when they were like a blues band.
Oh, okay.
They Sonny Boy Williamson had traveled to Europe, and like they were his backing band on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then he left, and then the Moody Blues turned prog.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's just crazy to think that maybe ZZ Top isn't big enough, I guess, to be part of that.
I mean, I'd be down.
But no, it was one of the first bands that came to my mind as well.
Yeah. I think Springsteen, Petty, and Aerosmith could definitely hold that.
They've got the stature, definitely. Yeah. Somebody had mentioned, I think in the article I read, like Stevie Wonder would be cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
I wonder if they could ever use it as a tool to help persuade people to get back together. Like, to do a CSN and Y. Or
festivals and events used to be the catalyst for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why not?
Right.
And some still are, Levi. Like Riot Fest has. The replacements. The replacements got back. The Misfits. A few years before the replacements got back together to play Riot Fest, and they played a few shows afterwards. But Riot Fest was the driver.
Plant and Page, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would invite a lot of scrutiny just because it's a big check.
Desert Trip.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. That's why those. I mean, if they did a tour, it would be a big check too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I think just like they'd be like, oh, they're only going to play for $20 million.
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah, and I don't give a shit. Yeah, does it matter at this point? You know.
I mean,
like Gabe made bold predictions earlier. I'm going to throw it down right here. You heard it first. Desert Trip 8, Black Crowes reunion.
8. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. And so, yeah, speaking of that, we should at least mention Rich's new project where it's, I think the name of the band is Everybody But Chris. Everybody Hates Chris. What's the name of the band? No, it's Magpie.
Salute.
Yeah. It's like a magpie is a cousin of the crow. So there's a little bit of like a knife in your side there.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Bring it on.
love it. Yeah.
Dude, they added a third show. They keep adding shows.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Just
bring it on out to Colorado.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, dude, you kidding me, man? I'm going in a heartbeat if that comes to Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was really stoked when I saw that it was happening, and can you
recap for us what it is?
Oh, sure. Levi, go ahead. Yeah, for those that don't know,
Magpie Salute is the new announced project of Rich Robinson from the Black Crowes, along with Mark Ford of the Black Crowes, Eddie Harsh of the Black Crowes, Sven Pippian of the Black Crowes. And who's the name of the drummer?
Joe Magistro. It's Rich's drummer, and he played with the Crowes. He toured as the second percussionist with them in like 2010, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks awesome. I got kind of goosebumps when I saw that trailer that Rich had posted. Yeah, for the shows. Yeah.
Video.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Mark dipping down. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Eddie's got like they might as well had it like lower down from the ceiling with like an aura, but that like funky 70s hat is on Eddie's head. You're like, yes, everything is right in the world.
I'm all about everything that video's about. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I was really stoked, and I as someone who likes Rich and Mark's music outside the Black Crowes too. I'm all about that too. So yeah. I'm early anticipating those set lists here in a couple months.
It's basically this podcast wet dream. So yeah.
right.
That we love, Pearl Jam, big announcement.
Yeah, let's get on to that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominee for 2017, and then Jonathan here has the list of all of the bands that are nominees for 2000.
There's so many.
Some of them are carryovers, right? A couple of carryovers.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And when I saw this list, I thought the Cars got in last year, but they didn't. Obviously.
There you go.
I thought they did. So let's run down, guys. How about
round robin rundown? We'll just do a quick yay or nay.
Yay or nay, yeah.
They're deserving.
And if you've listened to this podcast, you know that. And guys, if I misspeak for you here, let me know. There's a little ambivalence around the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think, among all of us.
Yeah, we take it with a grain of salt. We're just playing along.
It is, because it's like, what criteria do you use? Yeah. Is it sales? Is it influence? Right. It's anyway. We have to live with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's here, and whatever. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to debate.
Get this: we like sports, and it's kind of sporty to have it.
It is. It is. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, right off the top, I'd say we're all three yays for Pearl Jam, right?
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Right. Would it be funny if Jonathan said no?
He's I don't think they've done enough to deserve it.
Yeah.
So next on the list, Tupac.
I'll say yay.
Isn't like Madonna in? Didn't they?
They've already broken down. I mean, rap's in. I mean, that's.
And I mean, I guess if Madonna's in, Tupac needs to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Madonna. I don't care.
I'm okay.
I like Madge.
Madonna has Prince-itis in the fact that not a lot of the later output holds up.
No. But the contributions are important.
I'm a sucker for Ray of Light, man. It's a guilty pleasure.
That album came out when I was in high school, I think. That's like
true, it's like 97, 98.
Yeah. Quicker than no ray of light. I remember that video, man. So next on the list.
I got a soft spot for Madge.
Depeche Mode.
I'm going to have to abstain. I don't know. I don't know enough about Depeche Mode.
Yeah, same here. I know certainly they're respected, critically acclaimed.
They're respected in that circle.
Yeah. I don't know enough. I'm with you. I don't know enough.
Yeah, I'm not informed enough. I don't. On the surface, my gut instinct is no. I don't know if they've done enough.
Maybe we should all listen to them over the next week and come back next.
That's everybody's homework assignment. Listen to early Depeche Mode. Yeah. If there's anybody right now that's like listening to this podcast that's like a big Smiths fan or something like that, they're probably like, "Oh, these guys suck. They don't even know anything about Depeche Mode." But anyway, they really get really upset that I know a lot about like Uriah Heep, but not Depeche Mode. Anyway,
claim to be a 80s new wave podcast.
Yeah. But I like, don't get me wrong. Like I'm open to them. I don't know enough.
You.
All right, so we'll abstain. All right, next, Electric Light Orchestra.
Yes.
Yay, because you're kind of honoring the career of Jeff Lynne too. With that, I think.
Good point.
That band is like the first band to successfully combine classical music and rock and roll.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I like ELO a lot, so I'll say yes.
Yeah. Their sound is influential.
Jane's Addiction.
Nah.
You know what? This isn't going to be popular. I'll say nay as well. There aren't enough good albums. Like, there aren't enough volume of good albums. There's great albums, 2 of them at least.
But only Nirvana can get away with having 2 great albums and get in.
And I want to talk about that at the end as well. Okay. Or hell with it. I'll just talk about it now for a second. There are bands who released albums that are like some of my favorite albums. But I don't know if you're gonna have any criteria for this thing, does one great record and not another, you don't have any other great records in your catalog, get you in? I don't think so. And here's the deal: there's 2 albums that have albums that I think are some of the best albums ever made. A, NWA, Straight Outta Compton. B, Welcome to Appetite for Destruction. But you know what? Neither of those artists have another great record. People will argue with me on Use Your Illusion. It's 1 great record. It's not 2. All right. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think that if I have any criteria for this thing, it's that you got to have what I would call more than one classic album.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've always liked Jane's Addiction, and couldn't tell you how many times I've been messed up and listened to Summertime Rolls over and over.
They're important, mean, like that. Yeah.
And I think they definitely were important. I agree. Sometimes I think maybe they were like, I don't know, weird to say it, I guess, but I don't know how else to say it. Kind of like a second-class Chili Peppers, a little bit. I don't know. So yeah, I guess part of me wants to say yay, but I guess nay as well.
I'll take them over the Chili Peppers any day, but that's just me. Anyway. All right. It's Miss Janet. It's Janet. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
I'm nasty, yay.
I'll say yay. I mean, there's a good body of work there.
I'm part of the Rhythm Nation.
Me too. Yeah. Janet, absolutely.
I want to say no, but maybe I should just abstain. I'm just not familiar enough. I don't. Yeah. Does she have? She has 2 great albums.
Listen to Control. That's your homework. All right. Okay. No, yeah. I mean, like, I'm fine with Janet. Journey. I'm gonna say yay. I'm gonna say yay for Journey. You can't deny like how they've sold a shitload of.
No, they sold the most. Like if you're doing it on record sales, yes, Journey has to go in. I think they sold something like 75 million records or something.
Yeah, and I don't own one of them, but I'll say yay.
Yay. Yeah, I'll say it. They're one of the few super groups it would be to get in, because technically those guys were like part of different bands, and Greg Raleigh and
Neil Schon or Santana.
Played with Santana.
Those guys played Woodstock, and they were like teenagers.
Yeah, they were like unknown.
Like Neil Schon, I think was like, I don't even know if he was 20 years old when he played Woodstock.
He might have been like 18 or something.
Yeah,
it's really young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, the Cars. What do you guys think about that?
Yay. I'm a little biased just because I think the Cars are awesome. But, I'm going to say yay.
Yeah, I would say they deserve it. What do you think, Jonathan?
I have to abstain. I don't know.
You got to listen to the Cars.
I know, yeah. I've never really listened to them.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if the Cars meet the more than two good albums criteria, though.
No. Candio, the first record.
The first one in Candio. And then it's like...
Heartbreak City's okay. I don't know about great. Yeah. They had about 5 years there of really solid output.
Anytime, what is it, Moving in Stereo?
Yeah.
That comes on the radio, I crank it. It's like I'm just like driving.
And you think of Phoebe Cates. All right.
Fu Manchu does a pretty solid cover of Moving in Stereo.
Nice.
All right. So next, the Zombies.
They just played in Boulder a while back.
I don't know enough. I don't know if I can vote on them.
Influential 60s, like,
oh yeah,
early psych rock type thing. More pop rock than psych, though. Most well known for the one record, though, Odyssey and Oracle. Multiple hits, though. Tough one. They're borderline, man. You could go either way. I'm going to abstain from that one, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have an informed opinion. So
yeah, I'm going to have to abstain too, but it seems like that they should be in based on how much I hear them cited as heavy influences.
It's
on a lot of bands I listen to.
I agree.
They're influential, certainly. Next up, Yes. I think you guys know where I stand on this one. Yeah.
Yes.
C.
Absolutely.
C.
Yes. The next band, Bad Brains. Another band that I know is important. I just don't know their music that well.
True.
I hear people cite them, and it's pretty groundbreaking stuff from what I've heard other people I admire tell me. But I just don't know their catalog. So
yeah. Same. Abstain. Yeah. But I'm ready to be influenced.
Yeah, I'll listen to them. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to hold our votes on that one.
Yeah.
Next up, Shaka 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 Khan.
God, I know this is getting boring with all these abstentions. But...
Dude, I will let her in just for her 70s Rufus output, man. Tell me something good, man.
Yeah. I don't know enough. I know that's lame. I don't know enough.
Dude, I say yes, just because I know enough. She was like one of the first, like, big soul funky women of that whole sound.
Yeah, it's important stuff.
I'll let her in. She's in, man.
Okay.
All right.
Next, what do we got? What's next?
Chic.
Chic.
I'll say yes because of
Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers. Everything he's done. Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, and the thing is,
like beyond Chic.
Yeah, obviously, all of his production work and his guest work on all kinds of records.
Yeah,
none of that would have been possible if he hadn't have been in Chic. You know what I mean? Sure. Chic's what made him get a name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely say Chic gets in. The next one is kind of a borderline one. Jay Giles Band.
No. Everybody cool likes their early stuff.
Dude, I like their early stuff. I got their record in the other room, man. They were a good band.
Yeah, it's a shame that most people don't know anything beyond. Centerfold, as far as the radio.
And that's that would be like saying you'd never heard anything before Eliminator from ZZ Top.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of one of the best glorified bar bands. You know what I mean? They've got that sound, which is tough. Does that translate into rock hall material? Are you going yay or nay, Gabe?
I'm going to go nay because I don't know the catalog enough. So, yeah.
It's borderline, man. I'm going to go no for now.
All right.
I'm going to do a nay. You got an opinion, Jonathan?
Oh, I said no.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard it right.
Nay. Sorry. Nay.
Okay.
Joan Baez is next.
Nay.
Old coattails Baez. No.
Yeah. Well, like
no, I like her and I like her thing, but she was not the first to do it. She was not the most successful to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Also, after the 70s, like where does it go after that? Yeah. So anyway, no for her. All right.
Next on the list, Joe Tex. Do you guys know any Joe Tex?
I gotcha.
Yeah. Somebody knows that.
Now,
is that Reservoir Dogs, or is that what that is?
All right. Yeah.
It's off one of those Tarantino.
I have to admit, I don't know his stuff that much. A cursory view of his Wikipedia page told me that he was influential, but I don't know. Yeah. I like that song.
I have to abstain. I know nothing about Joe Tex.
I don't know enough about him either, man. I mean, I hear his name come up when mentioned about like soul pioneers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that song was way late in his career. He'd done stuff for like a couple decades before that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was his later work. Yeah, some of his later work.
Next on the list is one that I like. I'm not sure, I guess. What do you guys think? Kraftwerk.
Oh, I say a definite yes.
Yes?
Yeah. I mean, just for how
groundbreaking
it was. Yeah.
Still holds up.
I mean, I like their music, so
I guess so. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm
really influential.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. I'll go yeah.
All right. Next, another influential band, MC5, or Wayne Kramer and Company. I'll go yay, man. Yeah, that was kind of that was pretty heavy stuff for the
not
late
more
60s.
than one great record though.
You're right.
That's the hard part about this one.
Okay, I gotta stick to my my criteria and say no. Then I changed my vote.
Man, the thing is, they may have only had one super influential record, but didn't the band kind of dissolve shortly thereafter? And like the guys were kind of in and out of jail for like political causes and stuff. And
yeah, they had their troubles. I'll say no because just
the Sex Pistols got in on one record.
They did. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're right.
So I mean, I'll give it to the MC5, man. I say yeah.
And the Sex Pistols got in because of their influence, I mean, so.
We'll play that card. C5.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that for some bands. Another band that isn't on this list, that if you're going to go with that criteria, not the one album, but just their influence and kind of, being ahead of their time, I would add Blue Cheer as kind of a compliment to MC5. Yeah. I think they deserve to be mentioned as well. It's me.
All right.
So the last one, or did you say yay or nay?
No on MC5. Nay on MC5.
Okay. Steppenwolf. I'm honestly, when I first saw this list and they were tacked on at the end like a forgotten band, I was surprised they weren't in there. I would.
Oh, really?
To me, like Steppenwolf was like 94 or something. You know what I mean? Like to me, Steppenwolf should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by now. But maybe none of the voters see it that way. They were influential in kind of becoming the first hard rock band. You know what I mean? They were the first biker band.
The late 60s stuff's really important. I mean, you got two songs that, on Easy Rider soundtrack.
The 60s destroyed Steppenwolf with all the drugs and everything.
But but once the 70s started, though, I felt like their clout had kind of diminished.
Yeah.
I'll say nay.
It's tough, man. I think they deserve it. Just, I don't know. Part of me says they were influential to a lot of bands. I mean, a lot of people heard Magic Carpet Rider, Born to Be Wild, and wanted to pick up a guitar and learn how to play it because of those two songs. I say yay.
Go ahead, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, so I can make up my mind.
Oh, I'll say nay for Steppenwolf. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to say nay, but I think I have to abstain. I've never listened to a Steppenwolf album in its entirety, so I can't rightfully say.
Yeah.
You could do that now, so yeah. Yeah, guys, to me, I look at, the age of these artists and kind of like the sort of the criteria that the Rock Hall has. It's a freaking crime that Iron Maiden's not on this list.
Absolutely.
Probably one of the biggest bands in the world, still.
They sold
sold a lot of records. They made a lot of kick-ass records. at least like they made like 4 or 5 classic albums.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And just the fact that their longevity, and when I say longevity, most of these artists still tour, but how popular they still are. I mean, there are very few bands that can go to South America and fill a football stadium for a week, and they can do it.
And fly themselves there.
Exactly, which makes them even more badass. So,
right?
Yeah.
Metallica ain't got no plane.
Dude, Maiden's the shit. Put them in there. Give Maiden a whole goddamn wing.
Dude, honestly, the other day when this list was announced, the first thought that came into my head was the 2016 nominees and how it was kind of like a year to let some people in that they probably should have let in the past. And to me, ELO should have probably already been in by now. Journey should have been in by now. The Cars should have been in by now. Yes should have been in by now. So it looks like they're kind of playing catch up again a little bit.
Probably. Yeah. Well, good stuff.
We'll find out, I guess, in December. You can go online and actually vote.
They're allowing that.
Yeah. So if you go to rockhall.com or something like that, I think.
So if the three of us, were to pick, it sounds like our nominees are. I wasn't really keeping track. I'll just go off memory. Pearl Jam.
What are they?
ELO.
Is there like a set determined number that they choose of the nominees?
I don't know.
Okay.
But like we kind of agreed, it seems like on Pearl Jam, Tupac, ELO.
Yes.
And the Cars, because I think Levi and I both, or no?
I had to abstain, but...
And Levi said no. Okay, all right, the Cars don't get in. Kraftwerk then, too.
Kraftwerk, yeah.
So Kraftwerk, yes. Journey. Levi and I said Janet, so we're going to go with Miss Jackson. That's 2 out of 3.
All right.
All right. ELO, Tupac, and PJ. That's a good class.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, yeah. When we're done here, I'm gonna go pull up the Depeche Mode discography, and I guess just dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people whose taste
Bad Brains
I
as well.
honestly,
I could not tell you one Bad Brains song, and that's sad because I probably should know them.
If I'm not mistaken, and if there's any Bad Brains fans listening, please give us some recommendations. Didn't they go from hardcore to reggae? Wasn't that like kind of didn't they make kind of that transition? Or like maybe like they have songs that are both? I mean, I know they were a hardcore act from DC, but also, they've got, their later stuff I think is more reggae influenced. So yeah.
I'm looking forward to finding out.
Yeah, me too. And Depeche Mode as well. That's a catalog I should explore more. So
yeah,
good stuff, guys.
Dive into Steppenwolf there, Jonathan, too.
As well. Yeah,
she's just gonna be Depeche Mode and Steppenwolf all week long. That old back-to-back combo.
Right. Those guys almost toured one year, right? It was a double bill. Anyway,
those two audiences.
Yes. Well, I want to tell everybody to check out rockchew.com. You can find all of our previous episodes there, as well as fun stuff we've talked about on the show, different cool pictures and links and
set lists
videos and set lists and everything else. Just everything you need. Right?
Scratch and sniff stickers.
Yes. And it will direct you to all the other stars in the rock and roll Shin-Soo constellations.
The series of tubes.
Yes. So you can find the link to our YouTube page. You can find Facebook link. You can find Instagram, Twitter. We're at Rock in Chew on Twitter and Instagram. That's Rock in Chew, as in step in wolf. I don't know.
I like it.
Anyway, so yeah. Check us out, please, at Rock and Chew on Twitter and Instagram. Like us on Facebook. Check out rockchew.com. Please, also, I say this, but I really mean it. The most probably impactful thing you could do for us is leave a review on iTunes, or just on YouTube as well. Just tell us what we're doing right, what we could be doing better. Anything you want us to talk about related to baseball and music, we'll certainly entertain the ideas. And thanks for listening. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.